here at PA Skydive. I am so nervous, but I'm really, really excited too. He was telling me all the things I have to do, and I did them, but I think I did kind of bad. So I hope when I'm up in the sky, I can remember all this stuff. I'm really, really scared.
Stay on your heels, and then head up. Up, 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 up. Head and shoulders all the way back. Nice hard arch. Good. Once we get out in free fall and we're stable, we will give you a signal, like a tap or something, where you can let go, and this is where we want your hands in free fall.
I want to go to the bathroom and blow my nose so that that stuff doesn't come out when I'm in the air. Okay, here we go. I am riding the girls. How's that look?
How are you feeling right now?
Actually, I kind of, well, that guy does not put me at ease if you want to look at him. How many times have you done this before?
Over 5,000.
Are you crazy?
You could say that, possibly.
Is my life
Maybe
in
for
danger?
other reasons. No, your life is not in danger. My first priority is to get you to the ground safely.
Anything you want to say to anyone before you go?
It was nice knowing you all.
Go for the camera.
So did you love it?
Yeah, I think my nose is running down my face. Yeah, it was great. First of all, the plane ride was so awesome. It was so soothing. And then when I jumped out, like, I literally felt like I was gonna throw up. And you know what it felt like to me? This is so bad. But when you go under water and you get all the water up your nose, like, I was like, that's how it felt, like pressure. It was surreal. It was really fun though, and gliding down was really fun too.
How was Salvatore?
He's so nice, and he was awesome. There he is, right?
Thank you, and welcome to The Girls. As you can see from our Jasmine, we are celebrating something special on this show. This show is all about taking the leap, and Jasmine took a leap jumping out of an airplane. And we're going to talk about other things in this show as well to do with leap year itself. We have a birthday girl here who's born in the year of leap year. And later in the show, we're going to talk about making those bucket lists. Did you make your bucket list with all of the things you want to do this year in the leap year? And then finally, we'll talk about a segment we like to call Let's Talk About. So let's talk about it, Jasmine. How about that jump? I was there with you when you were going up in that airplane, and I'll tell you, I didn't go, but I was so nervous for you. I was just like grinding my teeth till you finally came back down. So why don't you tell everybody what it was like?
I feel like I blacked out because I don't almost remember it all. But I remember going up in the plane, and it was so fun. It was so beautiful. And I remember just like, you know, the plane was kind of like, woo, woo, and it was like really fun. And then I just remember these two crazy men jumping out before me, and I was like, I can't do this. But then I ended up doing it, and it went so fast. I mean, the wind was like, and there was like, I felt like almost like I was underwater because there was a lot of pressure on my nose, and my ears were really, 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 really cold. And I just remember smile for the camera, the ladies in front of me blowing me kisses, and I'm just like, oh, yay, I don't know. Like, it was really, really crazy. I would do it again in the summer, which is when you guys did it.
Right.
So
yeah,
how was that?
Yeah, summer was fantastic. I mean, I wore a t-shirt and jeans. I did it for my 30th birthday. It was a present from my son and his father, and It was unbelievable, the experience. And as I was coming down, there was a huge sign on the ground that said happy birthday, which was really awesome.
Very nice.
And I took a picture of Nathan in my back pocket, and I wrote on my hands, hi dog, because everyone calls him Neat Dog. So I wrote hi dog. And, you know, I just had a really good experience. And I went up there knowing that I had 2 angels sitting on my shoulders, my cousin and my grandfather. And I knew that I was going to make it. And I did. And I had a heck of a time. And I watch my video all the time.
Yeah, I was just going to say, when you look
All
at
the
your
time.
video,
I love my because of my son. I mean, I don't just sit there and be like, I'm going to watch myself skydive. No, like, I mean, like, Nathan will be like, Mommy, let's watch you jumping out of a plane.
So you had 2 angels. I had nobody. You had a happy birthday
wait a
sign.
minute. Now I was
No, you weren't on my shoulder, though.
know,
You weren't
but-
on my shoulder.
But first of all, you have to tell everybody. You didn't just jump
I
out.
landed to my boyfriend. Woo.
Yeah, but you didn't just jump out, either of you. You went tandem, right?
He always
So-
gets picked on. I met her boyfriend that day, and he's very nice. You should be nice to him. But you went in the winter. You went in the summer. I
July.
went in the fall. And let me tell you, the Poconos and the Pocono area in the fall is just beautiful. And it was 2001. It was Friday the 13th, so it was a great time. And the same experience, though. Going up, I'm thinking it's almost like you're sitting on a piece of paper. Here's you sitting on a piece of paper. And when you get up and they open the door and they're swinging from the plane.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I don't know if they do that to distract you, but then they're just like, whoo, you're going.
Right.
And they push you up.
Yeah, it's very, very true.
Whether you want to
Tell
or
everybody
not.
that you didn't jump by yourself.
No,
It
no,
was
no,
a tandem
it's
jump,
tandem jump, yes.
which means someone is
It's
holding
tandem.
you.
It was the best experience. And then when I felt like I was flying.
Me too.
I felt like I was
Gonna die.
Gonna die.
Well, your free fall is only about 30 seconds long, but then it takes about 8 minutes to get to the ground, and that 8 minutes is the most peaceful, relaxing 8 minutes that I have ever had in my whole life. And I honestly, I'm like, he's letting me play with the parachute, and I'm going like this, and I'm going like this, and I'm like, have this cheesy smile on my face because this is the best thing ever. And it's just like I just forgot about everything that was going on in my life that may have been stressful or upset me or anything. And I just came to the ground and seeing the happy birthday and seeing my entire family there. It was just a great experience.
Do you know they take animals?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Come
and
on.
we have to
Only
say thank you
special
to
ones,
Above the Poconos and Donnie Kellner. He holds one of the Guinness records.
He holds the record.
Does
over
he hold the record?
40,000
Excuse me.
jumps.
Insane.
And so that made me feel comfortable too,
Yeah.
knowing that the best of the best are right here in Hazleton. And one more thing we should be happy about.
No, I went with a guy named Sal, and he was tinier than me, so I'm like, okay, I'm coming at you like 50 pounds heavier. But it was fine. It was fine. So,
Now,
but
when
he
you
was really
when
nice.
you first came out though, in your free fall for
Right.
how long? A few seconds.
30
Yes,
seconds.
that
30
was
seconds.
like crazy.
Okay,
that
then
was the
when
best part.
Then
I
when they
think.
pull
I
the
like it the best.
parachute and you get that thrust back up,
Yes.
like what does that feel like? Is it like somebody just pulls you up or what?
It is, and it kind of hurts.
great.
I mean, we don't. I know we don't have anything down there, but honestly, it pulls your pelvic bone, and you just go, phew, and
Now-
you're back up in the air.
And the other thing is, I didn't wear a jumpsuit. You had to wear like the jumpsuit, the hoodie.
Yeah, it was just so
and
cold.
maybe that was a different experience too. And when you got up there, it was
It was really
10
cold.
degrees.
It was 10 degrees below zero in the airplane, and I
And we
think
went
they said that
10,000 feet up.
Right.
And we came down at 120 miles an hour for the first 30 seconds.
So
I
it was
remember getting a
cold.
wedgie when we landed. I was like, woo!
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right? That.
Well, when you
cowboy.
landed, if you remember, when you look on the video, he actually just pulled you
he
right up
picked
like
you
a
up.
rag doll because you just sat there and you were like,
That's
oh
what I
my
did.
God,
I was
I'm
just
on
like,
the ground.
I landed.
So quickly, if you had to do it again, would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely. I would actually jump enough times that I would be able to jump myself.
Very good. I would go again, but I think we look at it differently. I look at it differently now that I have children. I think I was more daring when I was in my 20s. I went after I got married. I was
Right.
still in my 20s, but I was already
I
married.
watched you jump, and I watched Jasmine jump. I didn't get to see you jump, but in the same token, everybody's asking why I didn't, and I think that's one of the reasons. I already had kids when you were jumping. I'm like, are you crazy? I have like so many people that are dependent on me. What if something happened to me?
I mean,
so,
I have a
in the
couple
same
people that
token,
depend on me.
A chihuahua.
yeah,
And
exactly.
your boyfriend. And it's
No, I understand.
it is very safe to do
It is.
when you're with the right people.
All right, well, stay with us because when we come back, we are going to talk about making those bucket lists and talk about our list. And then later, we're also going to do Let's Talk About. Stay with us. Thank you, and welcome back to the girls. If you just joined us on today's show, we're talking about leap year. And I don't know if anybody knows where leap year came from, but I had to look it up and see, like, how did this thing originate? And basically, in order to keep with the calendar, the Gregorian calendar that we follow, it seems like every year we lose or gain 6 hours, and somehow after 4 years, we have to add a day in order to keep caught up with it. It has to do with the seasons, and so that's what they do. There are like 14 different calendars, and every calendar has a different way that they do it. Some of them go around the full moon, and some have to do with Easter and whatever, but the calendar that we follow, especially in the United States and most of the world, is to add that one day to catch up for those 6 hours every 4 years. So every year that's divisible by 4 should be a leap year.
Right.
Right.
And we actually we asked for people who were born on a leap year, and they're called leap year babies. And we actually have someone here today, and it's Lynn Mason. And if she could just raise her hand and say hi to everyone, she's here. And we talked to her before the show started, and we asked her, when do you celebrate your birthday if it isn't a leap year? Right. And she said she celebrates her birthday on February 28th. Now, they say you can celebrate on February 28th or March 1st. Lynn says she celebrates it on the 28th because it's still, again, part of the month. So happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
And do you
So
know
does that make her that she's only every 4 years she gains a year on her birthday?
Let me just say, I had a friend.
You don't like people that do that.
No, I had a friend, and she was so annoying. We were in like elementary school together, and she'd be like, I'm 4 today, I'm 4. And I'm like, no, like, you're 12. Like, you're not 4, or however old she was. But, like, so, Lynn, I hope you're telling the truth, because you're probably not 13 or whatever, you know? Like, but people do that, I feel like.
Well, and I also talked to her. I said, you know, was it a big deal growing up? Did your mom make a big deal about it?
Cool.
And you know, it's just like being a twin. Being a twin, people say, oh, is it different? You're used to that. You're used to that. It's special, but you're used to it. And I pulled up another statistic, and it said every person in the world shares their birthday with 10 million others.
Exactly.
Wow.
So it's, you know, that's a nice little stat.
It's not your own day. Well, there's another great thing, though, about leap year, and it's the leap day itself, February 29th. And there are certain things you could do on leap year that you can't do any other time.
Like what?
Well,
Like Jasmine.
Jasmine, we talked about you on the last show that you were told that maybe you would get married twice in your lifetime.
Right. The psychic told me I was going to get married 2 times.
Right. Well, on leap year, on the actual day, and you might want to think about this, you are actually allowed to ask a man to marry you.
As you are any other day of the year.
Oh. As you are any other day. Is that what you're planning anyhow?
I mean, no, I'm not planning it, but don't you think?
Well, I don't know. I'm already
I think it's
married.
special, and you know, you're going to get married twice, but they never said if you were going to get married twice to a man.
Or
maybe
to
you'll
the
get
same man.
What do you
married
mean?
to a woman and a man.
Maybe I will get married to a woman.
Oh
I'm
my
imagining.
Lord, that's a subject for a whole nother show.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing with the folklore of being able to ask someone to marry you, the queens used to tell all the subjects and all the commoners that it was their day, the ladies could wear the breeches in the family because they always wore dresses. And so when it came that she said, of course, you can also kiss, ask for a kiss or ask for their hand in marriage, then she added, she said, but you might want to wear your best scarlet dress. So she still wanted you to be, you know, seductive, I guess.
Other traditions that if you were born on leap year, it was bad luck.
Oh,
that's
not
another
good for you.
But it's, you know, these are all superstitions. So
No, I'm not really superstitious.
no,
No.
but you do believe in psychics.
Right, because that's real.
That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Now that I went to
Sure.
a psychic, now there's a difference.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our bucket lists.
The bucket list. Does everybody know what a bucket list
Everyone
is?
have their bucket.
You know, a bucket list or a leap year list or a leap list, whatever else.
Does it have to be your bucket list? You only carry around that same bucket for 1 year, or is it like for your life? Buckets.
It's like
of life?
a bucket for your life.
bucket for life.
For life.
Golden bucket.
1 bucket filled with Coronas
I
for
guess
life.
your list could change as your age changes. I'm sure you're not going to have the same things that you wanted to do,
Which
but
always one
you could
Corona
add to it. You could cross
sometimes
things off.
it's vodka, sometimes it's, you know, changes as your taste
Well, what are the
changes.
things on your bucket list?
My bucket list. I want to go to Vegas, which is like not even a big deal because I feel like everybody's been there.
I haven't.
Well, if
All
you
right,
haven't,
well, we'll
that's
go
up to you.
together. And
a good time.
I was on petfinder.com. I go on all the time to search for chihuahuas that are available for adoption. And here they have puppy chihuahuas, young Chihuahuas, adult Chihuahuas, and even senior Chihuahuas.
Senior Chihuahuas.
So I want to adopt a bunch of senior citizen Chihuahuas and open up a Chihuahua nursing home.
Oh my God.
That's nice.
Before I die. Amen. Next.
Kristen, what's on your bucket list?
I can't even follow that. I've already crossed a lot of things off my bucket list. Skydiving, swimming with dolphins, hot air balloon ride, flew in a World War II fighter jet bomber, whatever you want to call it. So I have a couple things left.
NASCAR.
Oh yeah, I drove with a NASCAR driver in a NASCAR at 180 miles per hour. So I think I want to go to Australia.
Okay.
That's one thing I definitely would like to do.
That's what
Is
I
that
wanna
one
do
of
too.
yours
That's
too?
my biggest
Well, then let's
thing.
go. Sam?
I want to go to Australia.
bill?
Last year I fulfilled going to France. but
Yeah, no, I want to go to Australia. I want to stand in, thank you to Erica, our newest addition at SSP TV. I want to stand in 2 states or 2 countries at the same time, 1 foot in each one.
Wow.
Last thing, it's so ridiculous, but I want to play with a monkey.
I'll keep my comments to myself on the monkey.
All right.
A monkey.
No, like a real monkey, like a furry monkey.
No. Sometimes the show.
I want to play with a real monkey, like that I can
Story.
hold.
Kristen Basinski plays with a furry monkey.
Right. That's what I want to do.
Okay, so on the next,
What's
the
your
girls.
bucket list?
I want to play with a monkey.
My bucket list, well, you know what? When you get to my age now, see, my bucket list started changing. I already accomplished quite a few things. I got married, became a nurse, had my kids, did some traveling. I just mentioned I'd like to go to Australia. I would really love to drive a race car because my dream in life was to become a race car driver, and my dad would not let me do that. So I became a nurse, so that if I do drive a race car, maybe I could, help myself if I get hurt. But at the same token, I would really like to drive a race car, so that's my
Really?
biggie for this year. Wow. And maybe the parachuting. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sold on that yet for myself.
I think
I think I'd rather have my life in my own hands.
You didn't ruin it. It's a good experience.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I would just not go in the
But if you drove a race car, do you think you would go fast?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah?
the whole reason why I want to do it. It's like
I just feel like if I was put behind a race car, I'd go 40 miles an hour. I'd be a nervous wreck.
You're not driving by
Right.
yourself.
I'd be like
they're
grandma.
there driving
you
with
have
you.
you could do 2 things. You could either go around the track with an instructor. I was able to go with Clint Boyer, who's an actual NASCAR driver, or you can take the class, which is like 2 days long or something, and you actually drive it yourself. And you follow an instructor. So the instructor goes, but you got to keep up with him. And so you're going 150,
It's an
160,
adrenaline rush,
whatever
just like
miles an hour.
parachuting.
Yeah.
Speaking
All right,
of
how about
adrenaline rush, I can't even talk. I'm tongue-tied. I want to meet Tim
Have
Tebow.
that effect.
have a drink.
Tim Tebow.
I want to meet Tim Tebow. The Tebow. I'm a big Tebow fan, so that's on the bucket list for this year.
No way.
Yeah, way.
All right, well, get your bucket list ready and get them together, because when we come back, we're going to talk about a segment we like to call Let's Talk About, and we'll hear from our audience. Stay with us. Welcome back to the girls. Today we're talking about leap year, jumping out of the airplanes. We have all kind of discussions going on here, and we have some questions from our audience on a segment that we call Let's Talk About. So let's talk about it, Kristen. What do you have there? What kind of question did you get?
Okay, well, first there was a question about 2012. Is it scaring anyone? There's all this talk about the end of the world. I don't know if it's scaring anyone. It's not scaring me because our friendly neighborhood psychic, Charlotte, told us that it's not true. Nothing's going to happen to the world in 2012, so we can all breathe a sigh of relief. But on to the next thing.
2013 is a different story.
2013 is a different story, but we'll save that for another show. If you could jump out of a plane with anyone, who would it be and why? I would say I would jump out of a plane with my son.
Why?
I would say just because I would love to experience that experience with him, and God forbid something would happen, I'd be with my son. That's just, I think, what I would do.
I would jump out of a plane with someone I don't like, because then you're not so concerned and worried. It's like, Geronimo.
Oops, sorry, wrong
See you later. Bye.
See you on the ground.
I have no idea.
Really?
I have no idea.
Come
who I
on,
would jump
Matilda.
on the plane with
You would
Matilda.
totally jump
yeah,
out
but
with
let's be
Matilda.
realistic.
You told me
If
you
I
wanted
took
to
my
take your dog.
4-pound Chihuahua out of a plane, she probably wouldn't make it to the
She
bottom.
had a little pet parachute.
With the little parachute.
I know,
So
God
cute with the
love
little
her.
bomber hat like you had on.
We need her on the show.
She's coming.
All right. Well, if I ever do jump, I probably would want to jump out with my husband because he's so scared of heights to begin with
that would be
just the
fun.
expression on his face, I think, would be priceless.
He would be holding on
And,
to you.
Yeah, it really would. It would be, oh, let me go. And it's
I
just,
think I want to
yeah.
jump with that really hot guy from the Patriots. Help me, help me.
Now wait, now we're going
Manning?
in a different way.
Eli
Different
Manning?
kind of
No,
guy.
okay,
wait,
no,
wait,
that's the
no,
wrong team,
no,
that's-
wrong team. What's the one, the real hot guy?
Brady?
Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah, him.
But instead of him being on top of me, I'll just turn around and we can like kiss all the way down. Except for he is married. So think of somebody hot that's not married. If I didn't have a boyfriend, if he wasn't watching the show right now. Maybe that would be nice.
I would go with Casey Kane.
Is he related to the host Casey Kanan?
Casey.
Casey Kasem.
Now we're talking about dude issues, so what else do you have?
And how
Forget it.
All right, next let's
I'll
talk
Google
about
them.
question. What do you never ask a woman?
What do you never ask a woman?
I know. Number one top thing you never ask a woman. Are you pregnant? What do you do?
Yeah, that's scary.
And they're not. And then you're like, oh, I did that. No, I didn't.
How about we get this a lot, and no offense to anyone who says it, but you look so much better on
in person than
You
you do
look
on
so
TV.
much better in
You look
person.
fat on TV. Oh, really? Well, thanks.
You look so much better.
Way
Or
to
how
boost
much
my-
do you weigh?
Yeah, how much do you weigh? That's bad.
Or is that your real hair color? I
Yeah.
just want to be like, of course it is my real hair color. Like, yes. I feel like I have to defend myself. Well, when I was young, I was really blonde, but then as I matured, it got browner. Like, yes, it's my real hair color. Shut up. I get my roots done every 3 weeks, of course. But whatever, I'm not going to tell you that, you know? It's so embarrassing.
Well, there are a lot of embarrassing things, I think, to
Yeah.
ask a woman. I guess number one, I would agree, is the are you pregnant
Yeah.
thing. Because, you know, I don't know. Sometimes the tops and the styles that they have now,
Yeah.
even like thinner people, if they have that top, it looks like you have like a little poochie or something.
Yeah.
And if you do get stuck in that situation, you can do what I did once. And I said to the lady, oh, I said, when is your baby due? And she said, I had a baby 6 months ago. And I said, oh, you know what? I said, you remind me so much of somebody else who's pregnant now. And I'm sorry, that's right, you did have a baby a few months ago. So I sort of like just gracefully got out of that somehow. But you know
But
what?
did
It was
you
still
really
like
get out of it?
I turned it on myself when
insert
I
foot
did
in
it.
mouth. So I think you only ever do that once.
I turned it on myself when I
did you
did
say?
it. I was like, oh my goodness, are you having another baby? And I will not mention any names of who I said this to. Are you having another baby? No, I'm just fat. I'm like, so am I. It's great. And I'm just like, went on with like laughing and like, I never lost my baby weight and blah, blah, blah. You know, I just kind of like blew it off. And then that's just what I
that's
did.
what
I just played it on to myself like, oh my God, so am I. I'm fat too. It's great. You know, like I didn't know what else to say. So I didn't lose my baby weight. I'll be honest with you. I mean, you know, I wear shirts that cover it up because I have my little pouch, my Nathan pouch, I call it. But, you know, you just don't ask somebody
So when
that.
Nathan's graduating from high school, you're like, right there's the problem.
Oh, he
The
said
kids
to me,
get blamed.
speaking of asking someone if they're pregnant, Nathan said, Mommy, when are you having a baby? I said, why? He goes, because your stomach is fat. I'm like, oh, well, thank you, 5-year-old Nathan. I'm not having a baby, but thanks so much. I'm going to go and die.
Yeah, right?
You know, like my 5-year-old is telling me,
Yeah.
you know, that, I don't know, the whole belly thing. And
Well, bucket lists are good, and we had the conversation going back to the bucket list. I said, you know, is a bucket list something that you want to do but is not your goals for now, or is a bucket list something that should be your goals for the year? We had this conversation over the phone, and sometimes I think like my goals are obviously taking care of my children are priorities, and you know, going to work.
That's different. That's
But
a
your bucket
priority
list is almost like your adventure
It's
list.
for you.
isn't
It's
it?
things that
Right.
you want to do, I think, before you leave this planet.
Right.
Things that maybe you are maybe a little leery about doing because something or someone is holding you back from doing it. But if you could just be free and do anything and not have any consequences, or maybe, you know, that you saved for that particular thing, what's that thing for you? It's almost like I want to use the word selfish thing, maybe for yourself that you want to do and splurge on. I mean, you know.
Right. I have another question.
Okay.
But I'm going to apply it to all of us. It actually says, how much of your bucket list did you accomplish in Bloomsburg? as a
In
pixie.
Bloomsburg, you.
But I was in a sorority. We called ourselves the Pixies, and we didn't even have wings. I don't know why. But listen, I can apply it
Did
to
you have
all
dust?
of you. We had dust. No dust. I can apply it to all of you and say, did you, have any of your bucket list accomplished in college? Like something that you're happy you did back then that you would never do again, maybe. Would you like to share it? Let's share those.
Yeah,
Moments.
I don't know if we would.
Yeah.
We're running
Okay.
out of, I don't know if I'd never do it again, but I've always accomplished things on my bucket list for that year, and I've accomplished them December 31st, sometimes right up to the day, but I've accomplished them.
Right, in college though.
But I feel like
I
college
graduated.
college bucket list things might be a little different. Like maybe
Right,
beer bonging 4 beers at one time
Right.
might be your college bucket list.
Right.
But that might not be your college. That might not be your bucket list now at 32.
Well, having gone through what almost everybody has gone through here, I'm already past all those stages. So my bucket list is like really for me now because I went through all of the, the education, the marriage, the family, the giving myself to everybody and everything. And now I feel like it's my time. So
Right.
my bucket list has changed considerably. So watch out, world. Here I come. One of the big things was to get the show, The Girls, off the ground, and here we are. So this is a biggie.
Literally
And
off the ground.
Literally off the ground, yeah. So that's a big check. And you know what? The time has gone by so quickly. We're done with today's show, and we would like to thank our host here. This is Mia's. We're at Mia's in downtown Hazleton. They hosted a wonderful party for us tonight. The food and the drink were fabulous. And please tell all your friends they could watch us on local channel 13 if you're here in the Hazleton area. You could watch us online at ssptv.com. And please Facebook us on our Facebook page and send your comments and look for more of the show there. And on the next show, you have to tune in because our next show, we're going to show you how you could transform yourself in just a few seconds. We're going to do it on the show. And we're also going to teach you some great ways to keep yourself safe with some self-defense methods. So make sure you watch, tell your friends, and we'll see you next time on The Girls.